Well,
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
we do something a bit different every day to introduce ourselves. So I hope that woke you up. I hope that makes you feel really happy, and I hope you were clapping along as well.
Thank you for organising that, Robert. It was wonderful. And good
You're
morning,
welcome.
everybody.
I'll try and find a different video every day.
Yeah! Oh dear. Oh, do you know what? I nearly dropped my books off my knee. The clapping and the jiggling. So I had 3 books and a pattern, deciding what I'm doing next. Although I will tell you in a little while, I think I've decided what I'm doing next. So, but we'll talk about that later. But yeah, they didn't fall on the floor. And later on, can you remind me about libraries, please? Because I don't know what to do. I think my library books might be out of date. I might have a fine.
If only you knew somebody who worked at the library.
If only. So anyway, I think I can log on online and try and renew, but I just suddenly realised I've got 3 out from the library. Lovely books.
I think you can renew online.
I can. But good morning, everybody. For those who don't know, I'm Angela, and this is my lovely friend.
I'm Robert. Hello.
So yeah, this is our virtual online Knittle and Natter. We'll explain what Gogglefrogs mean, but this is the Gogglefrogs group. So yeah, Robert's been doing lots and lots of things behind the scenes. But just to explain for those of you who are new, since we've all been in lockdown, we decided to do an online knit and natter because we all got used to meeting up with our friends, having a chat in the yarn shops, having a chat, with our friends over the garden walls, etc. All about knitting, yarn, nattering, etc. And then we went into lockdown, so we thought it'd be great to do it online. So that's what it is, and welcome. So we will talk for England for an hour, as usual. I'm very chatty at the moment, but I think that always happens when I've been locked in with very few people to talk to. So and what we'll do is Robert's really good at going through introducing people, going through what's happening in the chat box, and thank you ever so much for that beautiful video at the beginning to cheer us all up.
You're welcome. So for those of you who didn't join us over the weekend, we've made some tiny changes. We've decided that we will only do 10 to 11 every day, unless we have a guest speaker, some of which we're trying to line up in the background, but we'll tell you about those in advance. We've created the Gogglefrogs Facebook page, which we'll show you shortly, and that's where you now post your pictures, please, because it's easier to just pull them out of one place rather than the 3 or 4 different places that I was trying before. So we'll go through and say some good mornings, Angela.
Yeah.
So we're going to go bottom to top today. Tracy mentioned yesterday it's a bit like a register at school, so we'll just do it anyway. So we'll start bottom. Morning, Sarah.
Morning.
And then we've got Sandra. Morning, Sandra.
Morning.
Safia. Morning, Safia.
Morning.
And then the lovely Marion. Hi, Marion. We've got Judy. Good morning, Judy.
Morning.
We've got Janet. Morning, Janet.
Morning.
Got Jackie. Good morning, Jackie.
Morning. How's the ankle? Sorry.
Oh, yes. How is your ankle, Jackie?
How's the ankle?
And we've got Dawn. Morning, Dawn.
Morning, Dawn.
Claire. Good morning, Claire.
Morning.
And then I mustn't forget at this time, because I forgot the last time I did this backwards. Good morning, Brigitte.
Good morning. And hello to everybody on the replay who watch it later.
And hello to everybody on the replay. So
and all
just as
people who are working and can't watch us live.
Absolutely. So just as a reminder, the only people you can see are myself and Angela when we're on the screens. If Angela disappears, it's because her 4G has dropped out, but she will rejoin us. Happens quite frequently. The same as if her sound goes or the screen goes black, she will come back at some point. And if you there's a chat box down the side. We will read through the chat and just ask any questions, anything completely random, joke of the day, whatever you want to do, just put it in the chat box and we'll go through it through the course of the hour as well. Yeah. So let's start with there then. So Marion says good morning, Tricia says morning all, Sandra says morning, Brigitte says morning. If I wasn't awake before, I am now. Happy I woke up this morning. Oh, thank you. Dawn says morning. Claire says morning. She's going to be in the background today. That's fine, Claire. You did send us a message saying that there would be days you couldn't co-host, so that's absolutely fine. Judy says morning. Well, that's a cheery start. Hooray. You're welcome. Tricia says what a great start. Claire says tune is also playing through someone's speakers at home, so we're getting it twice. Yes, I think that's because, Angela, the next time we play a video, you have to mute your microphone. I have to mute my microphone because we keep getting the loop through. But that's fine. It's still early days. Hey, by the time we finish this lockdown stuff and we're back to groups, we'll have cracked it.
We'll be you know, we will be, yeah.
We'll be pros by the end of it. Brigitte says, good job you couldn't see me shaking my old body. We've now got the picture of it though. Thank you. Jackie says, morning, love the video. Made me very happy. One of my favourite songs. Definitely was clapping and dancing. Hopefully not too much dancing or dancing just on your good ankle. Claire says she owes the library money. Don't tell Claire. Claire owes you money. Claire then says, good morning, Mr. Rowley. I'm assuming that's because I was doing roll call. Jackie says, ankle is fine, thanks for asking. Brigitte says, well remembered. I'm assuming that's because I remembered her. Safia says, morning, lovelies. And then Marion says, Angela, how's your dad?
Okay, so my dad's still in hospital, still in the COVID ward. He's doing well. He's eating. We rang him again last night. We couldn't FaceTime him last night because their machine was out of charge. So they're being absolutely lovely though. So we spoke to him. His first question was, when is it coming home? They've got a few more tests left to do with him, but he's no, I won't say out of the woods because he's in a very dangerous place, isn't it, to be on a COVID ward at the moment? But he's doing really, really well. Thank you very much. So yeah, hopefully he'll be home in a few days. But we're just waiting to hear and see what other tests they need to do. But I keep saying, you know, touch wood. He's got no breathing issues. It's everything else that he's got. So yeah, but we're fine. We're fine. So thank you very much for asking. Yes, but he's in the best place possible for him, and I cannot fault the people. Just an example. Day before yesterday, I rang up and I spoke to this person in the ward who said, oh, if I ring back later, then the staff nurse will be there to talk to me, because obviously they're very busy a lot of the time dealing with very ill patients. And when I rang back yesterday, I said, oh, I'm ringing up about my dad. And he said, oh, is that Angela? Yes, you spoke to me yesterday. So he remembered. He said, I was looking after your dad this morning. He ate most of his breakfast. He's doing fine. If you want medical stuff, then you'll need to ring back. Give him about an hour, because then they'll have finished on the ward. They remember you. I've had nurses use their own iPhones to take it to my dad so we can FaceTime. I've had people say, you know, we will get this FaceTime thing to work on their tablet. You know, at times I've had to say, sorry, could you ring back in an hour? I've got 2 really ill patients, and you know they need to be off. But honestly, they remember you as people, and it's lovely to know that every single person is a human being, and that's how they see them, and they all know them. So they're really under the cosh, but I've seen a totally different side. I've never seen this sort of care. They're going over and beyond. It's absolutely amazing. So thank you very much. Thank you very much for asking. But that's my dad. He's doing fine. And I'm just trying to keep my cold at bay, drinking tons and tons of aloe. And as I said yesterday, boiling water, very liquid in, towel over your head, and inhale everything, because apparently it's the degreasing element that kills the virus spores. Heard that from a consultant. It's not me, and it's not my mind, and it's not off Facebook. It's from a consultant. Okay, so yeah, we're just trying to keep healthy here in our home. And I did run out to the car to see what wool was in the car boot, and I only had the stuff that I got from Marion and Sally. So it's all one ply. I can't do one ply. I just can't at the moment. So never mind. I'm not using that. So I've put in a little order to the Spotted Sheep.
Oh, have you?
Yeah. So I'll see if they can send me something. But I've done quite well with some of my stuff. So we'll go through that later. But yeah, I've got on with my Noro blanket. So I've got 3/4. I've got 3 of the long things done. I need to do the middle bits up. You'll see it when I show you. But yeah, I've been working on my Noro blanket all yesterday. Oh, isn't trying to crochet the things together the longest task ever? Yeah. So I will get that done eventually, but I think I might need a day of doing something, just knit it, something productive that I can see rather than trying to finish something. But yeah. So and then I've got all these books out of the back of the car. So I had to run down the steps, run to my car, look left and right, make sure nobody was about to cross my path. Go to the car boot. I then saw somebody about 200 yards away. So I grabbed my bag, ran back into the house and locked the door again. So that's it. I'm all locked in again. I'm keeping my half a mile distance at the moment. Oh. So have you
got enough food and stuff?
Yeah. Next door are going shopping today, so I sent them a list last night. My friend normally goes on a Friday, so we need salad and tonic water.
Right. Okay.
So I've got stuff for a bolognese tonight. I found gluten-free pasta in the cupboard. I think my mum has got a whole host of pasta in the cupboard. So
that's where it all went.
It is, but it's years old. But as far as I'm concerned, pasta don't really go out of date, does it? So, well, we'll see. So we're going to have spaghetti tonight. And people have been lovely. Neighbours have been really good. So we're fine. Yes, thank you very much. How about you, anyway?
Yeah, I'm okay, thank you. So yesterday, while we were on Gogglefrogs, I had a message from Tesco's about Gary's mum and trying to get her a food shop, and they were absolutely fantastic. And I should just explain that she lives in North Kent, which is where we used to live as well, and she has a daughter who is 1.5 miles away, but they're all self-isolating because her son has a serious underlying health condition. So they're not able to go and do a shop for her. So we were really fretting because last week she decided to get on the bus and go to the supermarket and then get the bus back. And when she told us, we went mad. And so since then, I've been trying to get a Tesco's online shop for her, and no success. So I messaged them on Friday. They came back on Saturday. Messaged them yesterday. I messaged them back. They messaged me yesterday morning, and within an hour of putting all the information in that they needed, delivery slots were open. So she's got a food shop coming today, and I've bought enough food that she doesn't have to go out for another 10 days at least. So yes, that was a good result yesterday afternoon. I did another 4 rows on the jumper, so it's slowly getting longer. What else did I do? Oh, I started Hedwig. So there's the bottom of Hedwig.
Wow.
And I did the first row of the shandy that I showed yesterday. So
you did what?
I did the first row of the shandy pattern that I showed yesterday.
Oh.
But then I was going into the actual pattern and I needed to concentrate, so I thought, well, I best not do that while Gary's around or while I'm trying to do the food shop and stuff like that. So I just haven't got to it yet, but I will try and do that today. What else did I do? I started the second part of the Harry Potter castle, the Lego castle. Watched 2 films actually. Went for a walk. So yeah, quite a nice day actually. Thank you.
Oh, fabulous. Fabulous. Oh, that's so good. So thank you ever so much for your well wishes about my dad. And then Safia says that Morrison's in need of some free delivery for vulnerable and elderly if we need anything. Thank you ever so much, Safia. I will keep on asking friends, and then if I struggle, I might need to call on some slots. But I think at the moment I'm okay, so I'll leave any delivery slots for people who are in more need than me, because I have got people around me at the moment who can deliver. But yeah, it's so strange, because I think that people are just used to being so independent, aren't they? So it's just like, if I've run out of something, I just get on the bus. And my friend, her mum had gone to the cash point for some cash, and she just went, "What are you doing? You know, you're touching something with all of those germs on." So I think it's just we're all such independent individuals, aren't we? Really strong, and it's so hard to wait for the people to do things for us. So I think I've sort of got used to it now. I've been here nearly 2 weeks now. It's just not me. Normally I'm the one helping other people, but I've just had to cope. So anyway, hubby managed to get to Marks and Spencer's this morning. Unfortunately, overnight, somebody has tried to get into Marks and Spencer's and damaged all the windows. Yeah, so when he got there, 7:30, 22:08, the glazers were there, which isn't nice. So I don't know who it was, but it obviously means that people are out after dark, and they shouldn't be. And I bet there were more than 2 people, and I bet they were closer than 2 meters as well, and probably not living in the same household. So naughty individuals vandalizing a company that are doing everything possible to, you know, help the elderly, to have the elderly hours, to have the NHS hours, to keep things restocked. The staff, they've got 3 members of staff on the door most days. Well, they had when I was going out shopping. You know, they were wiping all of the, you know, baskets before people took them. It's just senseless, absolutely senseless, as if businesses and people haven't got enough going on.
And do you know what, I hate to say this, but I really think that it's those kind of people that if they can find out who it is, they need to name and shame them, because it's just not on. It's not helping.
And the whole family, the whole blinking family, because someone knew they were out at that time of night. It happened after 8 o'clock and before everyone finished that, left that store last night. So they don't leave until about 9 o'clock, do they? At least. So yeah, I absolutely agree. Tow rags. They don't care. No, they don't. I agree, Brigitte. I love your language. That's exactly what I think as well. And I hope their hands drop off as well. It's not nice to do that. And it is just disgusting. But back on to lovely, lovely stuff.
So Deborah's dropped in. So good morning, Deborah.
Hi. Hello.
And let's just see who else is in the room. So as you can see on the screen, I've shared the Gogglefrogs Facebook page. So that's the page you should be using to load pictures directly onto. Linda's joined. Good morning, Linda Phillips.
Hello.
And Louise is back. Good morning, Louise.
Hello.
So please do use the Facebook page to post your pictures on. If you haven't got any pictures, that's fine. Just let us know what you're doing in the chat box. And if you've got any problems or any questions, then please do shout and we'll open it up to the room. And if we can't answer it today, then I will write it down and go and find an answer for you for the next session. And if I can find a YouTube video for it, then we'll put that on as well. Talking of which, we've got the Russian Join to rerun at some point. And it was so funny. I said I shared last week the Granny Square how to sew in an end, and I said that I thought it was overkill. We got halfway through the video and everybody in the chat box went, "Yep, definite overkill." So we might reshare that at some point this week.
Oh,
So, Pepita, yes, I've got your pictures. I will send them.
perfect.
And I will we'll share some in a minute. Louise says good morning from Derby. Good morning, Louise. Thank you for coming today. Linda says thanks for sharing the Russian join. Absolutely no problem. We might play it a couple of times this week because I think people who drop in and out and only watch some replays, it'll be good for them to catch it at some point. So, Angela, you've got library books in your hand. Have you decided what you're doing?
Well, did you see the email back that we got this morning
from
a certain lady who's got a cow going at the moment?
No. Oh, yes.
Yes.
Well, you, yes.
I looked at the cow again and I thought, so there's none of the dark colour, and if anyone's inquiring, it's the Janie Crow knit along. Sorry, crochet along, and it's another blanket. So I messaged the Spotted Sheep because the darker colour's out of stock in Janie Crow's stock, and I've asked them if they have those colours in stock for me. So
okay.
If they have, I'm going to do that. If not, I've got there's a lovely crocheted cardigan. I've never crocheted an item of clothing before, and it's done in Stylecraft linen drape. And I tried to do it a while ago with a cotton, and it just didn't work because it fell square, whereas the linen drape, it drapes around your curves, so it gives you a lovely waist and then goes out over the hip. So it's just a beautiful drape. So I said, if you haven't got everything for the cow, then I'll have that in pewter or peacock. So as we've been talking about all things grey, haven't we, and how beautiful grey is, I thought if they've got the pewter, which is grey, that'll be lovely. It'll go with jeans, it'll go with black things, because wear a lot of black trousers, etc. Or if not, there's like a peacock, which is a bluish grey. So I thought, yeah, I'll do that. So it just depends how much they have in stock. So hopefully I'll be speaking to Sheila after this. And there might be something in the post to me later today. Because I think those would be... I always find a granny square is much easier than doing a 12-row knitting repeat when I'm trying to watch television. So we'll see. But I've got so those are the two things I've asked for. Well, one or two. Oh, Marion says that Debbie Abrahams is bringing out a few things as well. One of which is purple, isn't it, Jackie? Oh, that's interesting. Purple.
So for those of you that don't know, Jackie Taylor, who is our lovely friend down near Maidstone in Kent, is obsessed with purple. I must admit, the colour is very becoming of her, and every time you see her in purple, it looks absolutely lovely. So there's a kind of background joke about everything has to be purple for Jackie.
Oh, just for that. Sorry, I'm just looking through this book. That is in purple. It's a cape that goes over the top. Beautiful crochet.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, lovely. And that is in purple. But this is one amazing crochet lace that I got from the library. And just on the back, there's quite a few lovely things. Is it this one where there's a skirt in it? I'm not too sure. But these like capes are quite... I think they're quite nice in the summer when it gets to the height of summer and you're just wanting to go out later at night. Yeah. Well, will we be allowed to go out late at night? Who knows? But I always remember having these on when I went to places like Greece, and they were always really nice. So that's one. I'm still, Robert, this is one that you've seen before, and I need to find the right... if you can see, that's like it's short row, and I think it's done from side to side. No, it's top down, this one. but I need to see what wool it is because it says it's Blue Moon Fibre Arts Lacy, LACI, and it's ultra fine merino. So I'm just like, ultra fine, how fine is ultra fine merino, and can I cope with something that thin? But it's all short row shaping, so that'd be quite interesting to do something. And then the other one that I'm going to do is, hang on a minute, I think I've shown it before, is that one, which I absolutely love. So I think it's beautiful for the summer. And again, I just need to see what sort of what I need. A lead ruffle sweater, and this said, after the initial provisional cast on, use backward loop cast on for any other cast ons in this pattern. Can they make it more difficult? We'll see. And I'm not too sure. It says Filatura di Crossa Zara merino wool. So I'll have to try and see that and find an alternative yarn, because I'm sure that's not in the spotted sheep, so I'll get something from there. So that's me. I'm not actually knitting anything. I need to make a pom-pom, don't I? Oh, actually, we were talking yesterday. Should I do pom-poms or the tassels on the bottom of the scarf?
What does it say to do?
Well, it says both. On the official pattern, I think it had tassels, but on the ones in the spotted sheep, they had pom-poms. So we'll see.
Big tassel. Decide.
Yeah.
I think pom-poms might look more fun. Tassels might make it hold better.
We'll decide, shall we? We'll decide. Anyway, enough about me. Tassels. Claire's saying tassels, personal preference. I'm not a fan of dangly nonsense that gets caught in zips. I just need to get that cardboard box, don't I? Because I'm not at my home. I don't have my pom-pom makers here. So I'm going old school with whatever I do. So I'll do that later and just finish it off and then get it blocked overnight, hopefully. So, yeah. So have we had lots of pictures coming in, Robert?
I think so. Just give me 1 second. There's a question in the chat just before, I think from Judy, if you wouldn't mind just reading that out.
I will do. Judy says, can I ask, I crocheted a sweater, UK treble crochet, and it has sagged when I washed it. I know it's a characteristic of garter stitch, but is it of crochet? Can't remember what the yarn is. So if anyone knows that, and
did you hand wash or machine wash, Judy? Only because I think that does make a difference. Right, sorry, I'm looking for pictures. Just bear with me.
That's okay. So we'll just wait. Judy's asking, she crocheted a sweater, UK treble crochet, and it has sagged when she washed it. Knows it's a characteristic of garter stitch, but is it of crochet? Can't remember what the yarn is. So if anyone would like to answer, let me just go and see if there's any other answered. It was hand washed.
Not aware of a reason that it should have sagged. I will add it to my list and find out for you if we can't get an answer today.
Yeah. So it's down there as a question in the chat box. and we will certainly do our best to find the answer. Let me go down. Marion says, Judy, did you roll it up in a towel afterwards and then dry flat? Yeah, anything that is what I term more beautiful wool. Sometimes I've had to just like flat, sometimes put the arms over like that and put another towel on top if it's a larger one, and then roll the whole towel up, and then I just twist it so it becomes a tube, and then I just twist it gently to let some of the excess moisture out, and then lie it flat on another clean towel or surface to dry. So you could try doing that again. It might put some back in it. Judy says, yes, she did. Dry it flat. Safia's asking, is it acrylic or is it wool? I know when I was little and when Pringle came were very, very famous, I wrecked my first beautiful Pringle jumper because I didn't dry it properly. So sometimes it can be your tension, and when it's actually been washed, it just loses some of its bounce. So I'm not too sure how you get that bounce back in if it's sort of gone. But if anyone does know, might even be putting some heat over it. I don't know. But we'll try and find that answer for you, if that's okay, Judy. So it was dried flat.
So if we're ready, right, so I'm ready to share some pictures.
Fabulous.
So Louisa sent it in. This is Plus free festival shawl.
That's lovely. Beautiful colour.
Beautiful. I love the colour. And I think this looks like a Pico edge. And then we have these for the Gita. Baby blanket that she'll be doing.
Oh, that's so lovely. That's gorgeous. Absolutely stunning.
So well done, Brigitte. And then we have also had Linda Phillips has shared these. So this is the Tunisian crochet along that she's doing, and this is block 5, I think she said.
Oh, I like those colours. They're muted, aren't they? They look lovely together. Really stunning colours.
And then she's also made these fingerless mouse gloves, which I think was in the patterns that I gave out at Sheringham. I think.
What they are?
Think so.
Are they? I didn't know that.
Fairly sure they were.
When I get home, I'll find things again.
There we go. So that's all the pictures that we've had in today.
Oh, wow. They're beauties. Well done, everybody. Some lovely projects being finished. And at some point, I will show the cardigan that I finished before I had to dash up here. I think I finished it the day before I dashed up here, so I can't show you my cardigan that I finished.
So in the chat, we've got Linda saying that's a beautiful colour. Brigitte says love the shawl. Sandra thumbs up. Claire thumbs up. Sophie says that's nice. My friend is making an FFS in almost the same colour. Lovely, and she loves your blanket, Brigitte. Claire says saw the pictures this morning, Brigitte. Lovely work and gorgeous shades of blue too. Judy says sorry, Sophie, I don't know. It had some certain wool in it. This is back to her question. Thanks for chasing. I washed a couple of knitted jumpers at the same time, and they are fine. Also, I have very many years' experience. I'll see if I can find some help online for you, Judy. Deborah says thank you. Pico Edge took absolutely ages. It's a great mindless project. Linda says, oh yes, it was. So I'm guessing that's the fingerless gloves. Claire says cute nieces. Safia says cute. Marion says you've totally frozen on me. I got thrown out as well. Marion, unfortunately, that's the broadband in your area, and there's not really anything we can do about it. If you get thrown out, you'll just need to come back in. I do apologise. Sandra says got to go, work meeting during a couple of minutes. Bye, Sandra. Have a lovely day. See you again soon.
Lovely to see you.
Were you tempted to get floss?
What do I use floss for?
Safety lines.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah. Morning, Tracy. Don't worry about being a bit late. You're fine. Just arrive whenever. Never apologise. Brigitte says thank you. It was leftover yarn. One was variegated. That's why some squares look different. Lovely for your blanket.
Very nice.
I suddenly realised that it's really hard to try and pick up one of these when you haven't worked on it for quite some time. To be honest, I think there's about 8 or 9 different Gansey stitch patterns, and I don't even know which one it is. So I'm just going to frog it back. I thought, do you know what? I'm just going to go back to the book, start again, because I don't know if I've done the right one or the wrong one. So for the sake of that many rows, it's just better. So I'll be doing a safety line in them. I taught myself, and it works. So yeah, and I just use, you know, the needle, just a knitting needle and this in, and all you do is just go through each of the stitches, and then you can just rip it back, and it's so easy to then pick up. So I'm going to be doing my safety line and starting again, because I always think it'll be much easier. I don't think I've worked on this now for probably about 9 or 10 months, so I just can't remember which stitch I was doing. The Gansey patterns, and I can't be bothered to translate it and pick back and see what the stitches are. So that's what I'm doing. Oh, so that'll be fun today, and then I'll be able to start again. Oh, and just when you end up going to a different house, this is the extent of my needles now. So with most things, do you know what? I don't even know if I've got a 4mm crochet needle. So I'll need to check. And I've got a 5 and a 5.5. And God knows what's in my handbag. So I'm winging everything now. I feel really quite liberated.
Can I ask you a question about Noro?
Yeah.
So I want to order some Noro Ito to do a granny square blanket.
Yeah.
But depending on which website you use, they all come up with different names.
Sorry, you've gone quiet again. They all come up with
different names for the different numbers. So number 4, which is the colour that I'm looking for, is either Bizet or Adagio. And then there's number 20 also does the same. Do you know why that is?
No idea.
Okay.
Absolutely no idea. A lot of them, when you look, they've got the colour palette card online. So when you look at the colours, they should show what the ball looks like that. But then they have like the palette where it's actually been knitted, so it's like a sample. So go by that sample. I don't know if something's been out for a lot of years, they may have changed it at some point, because some of their wools, like I don't know about Ito. I don't know how long Ito's been there, but certainly Silk Garden's been there for years and years and years and years. So they may have just decided to change some of the names, and who knows. But yeah, just have a look at that colour palette, and you'll get the right colour. If that helps at all.
It kind of does. Because
Not
most of
properly
what I was looking at yesterday only had a picture of the ball, not the colour palette. So thank you. Claire says, for an emergency, that's quite sorted for needles.
To be honest, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I had one little suitcase and 5 bags of knitting. I mean, some of them had like a project in. So I've got a cardigan that's nearly finished. I've got my Gansey squares. And I've got one with library books in. One which is the one that Robert bought me for Christmas, with Noro magazines in actually, and my knitting needles, and then a couple of other bits as well. So they're all in little bags. I just grabbed everything. But yeah, it's quite embarrassing how much yarny stuff I brought, and I've got no yarn. I've just got books and stuff. Never mind. A spotted sheep will sort me out today.
They will do, yes. Janet says, hi, everyone. Hi, Janet. Janet, can I just ask a favour? I sent you an email yesterday. Could you have a look at it for me, please? Janet says, I started a beaded cardigan. I'm still putting off steek jacket as I'm too scared. So hopefully something to help you, which is on my list to do, is I have some steeking videos that the lovely Trisha sent to us. I just need to work out how I can re-record them and then upload them to a different site to then upload them to the site that we use for Gogglefrogs.
It's all right.
It is on my list to do, and we will get there. And we will advertise when we're showing the steeking.
Yeah, we'll sort out the YouTube channel, and then you can upload straight to them, can't you? Yeah. You just need access to that.
We'll advertise when we're going to show the steeking, so that everybody will know in advance. Okay. Bye. I have those two, but there is a lot of knitting to do first. Hours and hours and hours. Okay, that's fine. Will you plod on with the knitting? It was something that we were asked for a few weeks ago that we're going to we are going to put together. So I'm just going to check to see if no, nothing else has come through. So too scared to start knitting means I'm committed. Too scared to start the knitting, it means I'm committed. It's a bit like me with this, but I've been picking it up and putting it down as and when. But as you've all agreed to help me work out a pattern, then I'm going to persevere, and hopefully I can. It will be my isolation project finished. Linda says, I'm here, better than late than never. Morning, Linda. Trish says, Janet, that's not like you. No, Janet, it's not like you to put off a project just because you're scared of it. But we will help you, I promise. We don't bite, but we will help you.
Steeking is so scary though, isn't it? I mean, I bet
it is.
We should do a poll actually and find out what percentage of the knitting population have ever steeked, because everyone thinks it's like 1% of people, but who knows? We could have a really, really experienced group of people. So I will get the newsletter sorted out, and maybe that's a little poll that we can do to actually find out how many people have steeked.
Yeah. Claire says, Janet, take a deep breath. Only arm, what's the worst that can happen?
Start again.
Oh, you cut the wrong thing and it falls to pieces.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, scary, scary, scary.
I have to say, when I saw Trisha's steeking videos, it did make sense. So we will get there so that everybody can have a look at them. Brigitte says, never steeked, never likely to. It's not for everybody. I certainly, it's way, way, way off the list of my wanting to attempt to do. Linda says she steeked, but only in a workshop at the Guild convention.
They were smallish ones, weren't they? You did a little panel, I think. Then they steeked them. I think that's another little workshop we need to do, isn't it? At some point. I wonder if we could do that online. If we could do it live steeking. Oh, it was like a bracelet. Oh, we could all do a steek.
Do we know who ran that workshop?
Huh?
I'm sorry, I've just asked the room. Do we know who ran that workshop?
Marion said
at a Janie Crow workshop.
Marion
Does anybody feel brave enough to come and do a live Gogglefrogs steeking tutorial?
Shall we do, if we all had a little a little bit of homework, and we were given like a week to get this done, and it only has to be a bit steek, then we can all steek live together. And whoever's
Claire, your knitting skills are as good as mine. So if it's just a little square, I'm sure we could manage. Brigitte says, what is steeted? It was a misspell for Marion. She meant steek.
Yeah,
we're not getting any volunteers, so I think that's say we've got to try and do it ourselves.
Yeah, I don't mind. I'll find a bit of wool from somewhere. I'll just get another ball sent to me. I might not be able to do anything in 2 colours because I might not have enough for that. But yeah, I will. I'm happy to have a go. I'm really intrigued by steek. And I think for me it would be perfect because I just don't like. I love things like Noro, but I want them like the same colours on either side. So I don't actually like the fact that when I do cardigans, they're not the same. So I think for me, steeking would be really, really good. So I think I need to have a go. That's it. It does need to be 100% wool, and you will need a second colour for the steek. Okay, I will ring the Spotted Sheep and I will get them to put 2 more balls in for me. So it needs to be wool. I'm intrigued. Why is it wool? What happens to the wool? Does it does it fuse somehow? It must do. But that'd be good. Oh, look, I'm showing me roots now. You can see. Yeah. I've never seen my brown roots in years. It's quite amazing. I looked and I thought, oh my God, I am still brown. I haven't gone grey. That's quite a result, isn't it? Oh dear. Oh.
Claire says she's happy to give it a go as long as the pattern's not over-involved.
Fine.
Yeah, if it's over-involved, I won't be able to do it either. Linda says, because the steek felts when it's washed, it fuses it, yes. Tricia says, the fibres in the wool fuse help secure, but you can steek cotton if you machine the steek. Right, okay.
Oh, my head's just going with that. If if you machine the steak. Right,
Tracy says
okay.
she's intrigued, never heard of it. She will have to Google it. Claire says your hair is isolation chic.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it looks almost black here, but in the sun, it is like brown. So never mind. I still got colour. It's fun.
Safia says she did a steaking workshop, and one of her ladies brought an amazing pure wool jumper that had taken her 2 years to make into a steak. Fortunately, it went well. Yeah, you could just imagine, couldn't you, after 2 years and then mucking it all up. So,
wow.
Deborah says, preferring something like Shetland wool, it is sticky, and as the others have said, it will fuse together.
Mm. Oh.
Yeah, see, and Claire's saying she will have to see if she's got any proper wool. I don't think I've got any proper wool either. I think everything I've got is just acrylic. So that might be an issue for me. But I can always pull all the boxes out and have a look through.
A lot of those hanks will be, I know they will be, they might be cut. Oh, I don't know what they will be. I think a lot of your beautifully dyed ones will be steekable. Tracy said that she was going to look it up. Tracy, steeking is when you knit something and then you take a pair of scissors to it and cut it right up the middle, so you have a perfect edge. So you might have a beautiful fair isle like jumper that you've done, and then you just cut the front and it becomes a beautiful jacket. And the whole reason is, how can you cut a whole like jumper up the front and the thing not unravel? So that's what steeking is. It's an absolute art form. Lots of us have never done steeking, but the trick is having lovely wool, and the fibres are sticky. And I don't know what you do after that. Would you wash it? I don't know. So we think it'd be quite good, seeing as we're all holed up. And let's face it, if we just do a little thing, then it could be something that you're going to use as bookmark. So that's why you want to cut it, so it's going to be long in the end. So we'll just do a panel or something like that. But yes, so Marion said, I think acrylic is already a sample is already for a sample, i.e. test piece. Linda says it means the fair isle runs across the steak to maintain a continuous pattern. Anyway, we've nattered about it for weeks now. We'd best have a go. I agree. Come on, let's just jump in there. Implosion therapy is the best thing for everything. So that's it. We're doing steaking. And Brigitte says Rod brought back a jumper from the Shetlands back for her some years ago. I've worn it lots and washed it, and it's definitely steeped and not unravelled anywhere. Wow, Shetland wool. Baramu should be all right. Bit of Wensleydale, not cheese, but the blue, is it Blueface Wensleydale? Well, I don't know. That's one I really like. The Blueface, whatever it is, I like. So would this work on things like alpaca or not? Do you need like a Shetland type wool and not alpaca? Leicester, that's it. Blueface Leicester. Thank you, Marion. Does alpaca felt? So it's stuff that felts. I don't know. Right.
Couldn't tell.
We're getting there. See, all these things. Do you know what? We're all going to be experts in speaking. We will go to our little groups around the world, won't we, in the future? And somebody will mention steaking, and we will be able to say, this sort of wool works, this one doesn't. We've tested it with acrylic. This actually acrylic nearly worked, but didn't. So we're all going to be experts very, very soon. And Claire said it sounds like it uses the same principle as felting without getting the whole hog, as it were. Yeah. So bit of felting, a little bit of lanolin in there as well. Might help it. I don't know. but we'll see. So, what's on for the rest of the day?
So I'm going to make sure every day I cross off one of the jobs on my list for around the house. So today it's either clearing the top of the cupboards in the kitchen or clearing out the food cupboard.
Oh.
I kind of want to do the food cupboard because I'm sure I've got some in-date flour in there that I can use to do some baking, and I've kind of got a bit of a baking bug.
If it's not in date, is it self-raising or plain flour?
I think it's self-raising.
So if it's quite a bit out of date, just put a tiny little bit of baking powder. So with self-raising flour, all that happens is your raising agent in it might not be as active as it was, but it will still be fine. So I'd just add half a teaspoon of or a quarter of a teaspoon of baking powder. If it's still very, very active, then you might find that your cake dips in the middle. I'm sorry about that, but it depends how far out of date it is. But as long as there's nothing crawling in it, it'll be fine. They used to reuse it in the war, so fine.
Thank you for that.
That's all right.
Marion says she's going shopping any minute now. Deborah says was hoping to learn steeking at Shetland War Week this year, but it's sadly been cancelled due to COVID-19. Yeah, that was a very difficult decision that had to be made. That came through this morning, but I do think it's for the right reasons. And who knows, maybe they'll do what the other shows are doing and do something virtual and online instead.
That would be nice.
Linda says, I'm copying a pattern ready to make scrubs for Lincoln Hospital when I get the fabric from my local university. I've already made laundry bags for scrubs already. Oh, that's a lovely thing to do, Linda.
That is lovely, Linda. Well done. Oh,
and that's the other thing that I've got on my to-do list as well, is to pull out some fabric for Sally to make bags for the NHS. So I need to do that sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
So it is 11 o'clock, folks.
Oh.
So Brigitte says, thank you for today. See you tomorrow. Got to get the iron out now. Bye, Brigitte. Deborah says, yes, Robert, it's absolutely understandable. Claire says she's setting up digital classes this week for the start of the summer term on Monday. Have fun, Claire. Dawn says, Lizzie and I are making scrub bags and headbands while working through Lord of the Rings. Oh, we'll have fun with that, Dawn.
Yeah.
Marion says bye. Deborah says goodbye and thanks. So lots of people saying goodbye. So I think that's kind of it, folks. So it is 11 o'clock. We are back tomorrow at 10 o'clock. For those of you who are
tonight.
Yes, for those of you who are joining us this evening, we'll see you later. So there is a post in the Bedfordshire group for tonight's Knit and Natter, because we would be having one at the Black Lion as it's the second Tuesday. So if you want to join us, please do just click on that. And we'll see you later. Have a good day, everyone.
Bye.